accidentally caught my husband cheating.
I watched that 5-part story, so you don't have to. That's Mercedes, and she's letting us know that she accidentally found out that her husband was cheating on her. Now, I do want to give a trigger warning. We are going to be talking about domestic violence. Now, she said this all started on Super Bowl Sunday, and they basically were having a Super Bowl party. She was using her husband's phone to go ahead and play the music. So she casually walks over, she grabs the phone, and she said, look, he's given me the passwords, I have his location. He's never been the type to be scared if I go and grab his phone. He's not like looking over my shoulders, nothing like that. So she's never suspected him. She goes to grab the phone to change the song, and she sees a message come in from Facebook Message, and she's like, that's weird, who's this girl? She goes to click it because she's nosy, and she's like, I can't let my thoughts run away with me. She goes to click on it, and the message is gone. She's like, that's weird. She doesn't think much of it. He's over there playing with his family. She goes back to picking a song. Again, another message comes through, but it's a photo. So she's like, okay, let me click on this message. She clicks on it. Again, the same thing happens. It disappears. So she's like, okay, maybe I should log in and log back out and it'll refresh or something. She goes to log out, and that's when she realizes there's 2 profiles. So she goes ahead and signs into the second profile. She goes in there, and that's when the messages show up. But he thought he was being slick, her husband. He was basically reading messages, responding, and then deleting them. So the only messages she could see was the ones that he had not seen yet. So she's like, oh my God, like what the hell's going on? She kept calm though. She was like, it's not the time to react yet. She puts the phone back down and she waits for him to go grab the phone. He grabs it, and then she goes and gets the phone again. She opens it up, and sure enough, he's deleted the messages. But now there's new messages that came in because obviously he's replied. So she's like, okay, yeah, this is definitely weird. So basically she's like, I need to do some recon. She goes ahead and gets his password, and she waits for a day that he leaves. He's like, hey babe, I'll be right back. She logs into Facebook Messenger on her phone. She's in real time watching messages come in, and it's basically some girl being like, hey, let me know when you're outside. And he's like, okay, I'm here. Then there's no messages for 45 minutes. So she's pacing in her house just thinking the worst, I'm sure. And she did not want to stop it. She didn't want to let him know, like, hey, I know what you're doing, I see your location. She was like, if he stops and doesn't do this, I want him to do it because he doesn't want to do it, not because I have a leash on him or because I figured it out. So she let him. 45 minutes pass, he leaves, he messages that same girl, and he goes, that was the best fellatio that I've gotten in a long time. It's something along those lines. She is sick to her stomach. So now he comes in the house. She's in the closet crying in fetal position. She gets herself together. He walks in, kisses her on the cheek, and he goes, hey babe, acts like nothing is wrong. So now she's just like, okay, I need to come up with a plan. She has children. She was like, I need to get myself out of this situation. After a while, she just couldn't handle it, and she basically confronted him. And she said that she made the mistake of confronting him while he was intoxicated, and it went really left. She was holding herself. She was crying, and he looked at her and he goes, what's wrong? What's wrong? And she's like, finally gets the words out, like, you cheated on me. And he's like, what are you talking about? And she just grabs the phone and she shows him the messages, and immediately he realizes it's over for her. There's no lying, there's no way to backpedal. He just goes quiet. All of a sudden, he straight attacks her. She said that it was so bad, there was nothing that she could do. She basically waited for him to fall asleep. She called a friend, and she had her friend come and get her. The friend took her to the hospital. She ended up having blood clots in her eyes. She had a concussion. It was a really bad situation. Mercedes does tell us that she was scared to leave. He was threatening her. He was telling her, like, if I don't get to you, I'm gonna get to your friend and your friend's family. And she didn't want her kids to know all about this. And so she was like, okay, I'm gonna have to go back, and I'm gonna have to, like, still come up with a plan, but unfortunately I am gonna have to go back to him. He cheats a few more times, and Mercedes says that it took basically her getting an STD to realize that this man could be the end of her. She had to find a way out. So one day he ends up taking her to the hospital, and that's when they tell her, like, oh, all of the symptoms that you have are similar to herpes. This is the first time she's hearing it. She thinks the world is over. So her finding out all of this, she ended up being sick the rest of the day, but all of this did lead to them having a physical altercation again. It was bad, and she decided there was nothing that she could do but call the police. So one day he took her to work. She acted like everything was normal. She kissed him goodbye. She told him I love him. And when he got back, he was surrounded by police. They arrested him. He ended up getting sentenced to 10 years in prison. He's there to this day. Now, she doesn't believe that all men are bad. She doesn't believe that all men cheat. But what she did learn from this man was that by him giving her the passwords, the locations, all of that willingly up front, it kind of put her guard down. It made her not suspect him. But in reality, that was his plan all along. By him offering these things, he was hoping that she would never go looking, because, like, why would someone that's sharing the locations cheat, right? Right. Now, a few days later, she did end up finding out the diagnosis actually was not herpes. She just had chlamydia, and with a few pills, she was able to cure it. She knows that she did not deserve what happened to her, and she's glad that she's out of that situation. She's like, life might not be exactly how I want it to be at the moment, but it's a lot better than it was. She was able to get a divorce and move on with her life, but unfortunately, nobody wants to go through a situation like this, and I hate when I have to hear stories like this. I'm so sorry that this happened to you. You guys tagged me in this a bunch. I wanted to make sure I got it out to you guys. I appreciate you guys as always. Bye.